Your body tells you a lot. Just like sit with your own body. Your body's
Bloody hard to do
it's a
though,
genius.
guys.
Yeah.
It's bloody hard to do, I tell you. But then once you do go
Practice
through,
it just a little bit. Yeah, practice it. And even when I do yoga, dude, when I've been going to the yoga classes at the wellness center, every time I do that, I almost started crying, man. Like, I don't know, it was something the way I was moving my body around. Like, I almost felt like I started, I don't know, stuff came up about my mom, about other stuff.
chakras and stuff, you know?
Yeah, because and even I've been doing like Pilates too, and I'm doing those kind of things where I'm stretching or yoga or mindful yoga. I felt all this emotion came. I was like, man, I want to start crying in class, but like internally, I felt like when I did a certain stretch, like it like brought up some trauma or something or some stuck energy. Yeah.
Certain stretches that you can do that trigger like a somatic release. And
yeah, I like somatic stuff. Yeah.
Experience that we don't fully process after it happens gets locked in our body somewhere, whether that's in an organ, a muscle, a set of ligaments in a joint. It will settle somewhere. That energy will settle somewhere in your body if you don't give it a chance to process after the event. And sometimes, like you notice, like you'll just go and do your stretch in yoga, and all of a sudden the waterworks start, and it's like you just can't help but cry. And that's because that part of your body that you're opening up for the first time that has finally gotten a good amount of space around it feels free to like provide that release and actually let go of that thing that you've been carrying. And that could be something that's been with you since you were a teenager.
Yeah.
20, something that happened when you were 6, and like you don't know. Sometimes you'll never know. And like there's even traumas that you can process like that weren't even yours, that were passed down to you cellularly from your mom or your dad. Or your grandparents even, or 7 generations behind. So sometimes it's hard to pinpoint it, but it's just about allowing yourself that compassionate space. I'm having a release. Don't judge it. Just let it happen. Let it come out. Hold space for myself to let that do its thing without stopping it or telling myself I'm bad or I'm wrong for doing it this way. And just let it play out. Let the release happen. Once you feel like it's done, it's processed, good, trauma's gone, it's out of your body. So if you are practicing yoga or Pilates like Diana, and you're noticing these things happening, and you're feeling like, oh, people are going to judge me if I start crying, who cares? Fuck them. Start crying.
I kind of like I kind of did. It was dark in there. I kind of like just I just wasn't like loud.
Like, oh, why are you crying? To say it's just an emotional release. I have to let this process, and give yourself this space to let it process without judging yourself or shaming yourself for being a wuss or crying in public. Let it come out, because that is a trauma that is just dying to be free of your body. That it's not weighing you down anymore. It's not causing you problems in your life anymore. So if that happens, just be free, let it out, cry, scream, laugh, giggle, whatever that thing is that wants to happen, let it happen. And that way you don't have to carry that anymore. So it's good.
It's just like, it's got, the silence thing is huge. And Justin Waller does a few things, a few different ways you can go into a meditative state. I've been watching people say, oh, you have to sit there and go, all this stuff.
You don't have to. There's different ways to do it.
No, you don't have to. But what you do is, if you go, and this is for people to understand, where you can get yourself balanced and focused and go within yourself, even if it's walking on a treadmill or going for a walk or whatever, but you find yourself balancing and going within you. That's once you get that thought, and once you can focus on the day that you're doing, on your person, you're halfway there. You are halfway there.
Even just stopping for a moment, closing your eyes and stopping. Like one of my favorite meditations to do is just a stillness meditation. You just sit wherever you are for a couple minutes, close your eyes and activate your ears. Okay, what am I hearing right now? And then start to like listen to the sounds that are happening, even if it's just a gentle white noise coming from your fridge or the neighbor's fan through the window outside, whatever it might be. Just you activate your ears, and then you can activate your sense of smell. What am I smelling? Then activate your sense of sensation. What temperature is the air on my skin? Is there any part of my clothing that's rubbing when I breathe? And just like paying attention to what your body feels like. And then when you open your eyes, and just without judgment, just scan your room and see where your eyes want to rest, what parts of the room or your environment that you're in that feel comfortable or joyous or safe to you, and just let yourself visually enjoy that for a moment. And it doesn't take more than 5 minutes just to do like the auditory, the sense, and like the visual cue and like the physical sensation to just like get a read on like your own body. Like, what am I hearing? What am I smelling? What am I feeling? What am I seeing? And how do I feel? How does this make me feel? Am I comfortable? Am I safe? Do I feel good? Yep. All right, let's go. And then I start my day. But just to take a couple of times during the day to stop and check in and do like a 5-minute stillness practice. Like I do that quite a lot.
Yeah.
It's been great. I've been walking around Vancouver, but the thing is, it's been very healing as well for you as well. But both of us, we've all had that connection as well. And I think if you can step away from society and watch your vibration where it's at, I've had to reassess a lot being around here, especially being in really reassess people, mate. Jesus Christ.
Oops.
Fucking people. Anyway, that's another story. Anyway, that's another one. But you have to reassess. You know, I talk about Melbourne being the public toilet and all that. But it's a case of where the energy is. Obviously, had bad times there personally, and then here's a revelation that I've had a while for. You want to leave somewhere, right? That is it's you want to get out of there. But one of my revelations, I guess, and one of my things that I tell people, I've always wanted to go to Freo, Perth and all those kind of things, which I will end up there at some stage. But if I'd gone over there with the mindset that I had, even being in the public toilet, that was my attitude as well. My attitude was a public toilet's attitude because I hadn't worked out exactly what was happening within me to become a better person. And it's harder when you start raising your vibration. You do want to get out. And not to say there's diamonds everywhere. Even if you're in a place where it's absolute shit, there's diamonds everywhere, which I do have in Melbourne. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But as a person vibrationally, it's never worked and never has. Okay, it never from day one, it never has. I know why it never has, because I was taken there. I shouldn't have actually been there, if you get where I'm going. That's another story. But again, it was there for me to heal. So now I'm done the healing. If it's taken me 50 years, done the healing. If I'd gone to Freo, I would have taken the issues I would have had anyway. So I healed them all on the verge of changing and healing, much better. And everyone says to me, "Oh, you love Canada now, or do you? Oh, you're a Canadian now," and all this shit. Fucking moron, honestly. People are idiots. Let's be quite clear. I come out with a comment and they take it personally because they got nothing better to do with their life.
Oh yeah, people used to do that to me too when I moved away from Ottawa. And then I came to Vancouver. When I went back to Ottawa to visit, they'd ask me how it was, and I would tell them legitimately how awesome my life was. And they're like, they started treating me like, "Oh, you think you're better than me because you moved to Vancouver?" It's like, no, you asked me how I'm doing and I'm legitimately doing good. And now you're taking that personal, like some sort of attack on you that you're not doing good is somehow making me better than you. Like, no, I just moved out of this shithole and now I feel really good, and you're taking it personal for some reason. My happiness is not an attack on you. If you're unhappy, do something about it. Don't just shit on me for being happy. Like,
well, she did something about it. I'm doing something about it. I took the jump, and then, I've had the cracks about, you're going to move to Calgary or you're going to move to Vancouver. Look,
even if you are, good on you.
Well, there you
go
go.
See the world, have experiences.
Have experiences, but I know one thing: I'll be out of Melbourne. That's one thing. It's time. But at the end of the day, it's a case of experiencing the world, but more about experiencing myself in different energies around the world. Give you a quick example of, I guess what I was saying before. How there's work-life balance. That's fine. The 9 to 5 type thing and all this kind of crap, which is fine, teaching and all that stuff, whatever you want to do, but you still might want to lose yourself, and you've got to try and balance yourself within that, which is cool. But having a look at when you're away from an area, and look, I'm not working at the moment, obviously, for obvious reasons. I'm on holidays, but they go, "Oh, you're in holiday mode." But I'm actually doing it where I've grown as a person and looking at everything. People say to me, "Oh, you love Calgary, you love Vancouver," and I go, they go, you're on holiday, but what I actually do is look at the interactions between people in different areas. Absolutely looking at the different way people act, the way the energy levels is. That people don't really understand unless all of us do understand this, that we can feel a different vibe in a place. That's what it is. And it's more a vibe on a spiritual vibe. Yeah. But yeah, and just to quickly go back about how I found about myself, I met Bret Hart, right? The WWF Hall of Famer. So I went to his bar 3 to 4, I think 4 times while I was in Calgary. I was in Calgary for about 12 days. When I let go, because I had stuffed autograph, right? I went up there going, I'm going to meet this guy. I got stuffed autograph, all this shit, right? The way it freaking worked out was bizarre, but it's happened to me many a time when it's all meant to happen. I let go. I went to my room. I've gone, right, chuck a t-shirt on. You're going to go to dinner anyway, watch some wrestling, have fun at the Hitman Bar. No worries. Okay. Walked in, turned left. There he was.
Yep.
That's it. What was that?
It was like the Bears too, right? Like as soon as we put the pressure, he was like, Bears, Bears, Bears. We got to see those Bears. When the Bears coming? When the Bears coming?
I was excited.
And then the next day, we didn't see any Bears the first night. I think it was the third night or the second night.
Something like that, yeah.
There's this beautiful mountain range, Mount Baker, that's in Seattle that you can see from Vancouver from a very specific spot where you also see the Bears here. And we were driving and I was like, oh shit, Baker looks really crisp right now. We should go up there to show him the view, because last time we were there to look for the Bears, we couldn't see it because it was overcast. It's like, we got to show him this view. It's absolutely stunning. We took the pressure off the Bears entirely. The intention was purely to go see the view. What happens? 6 Bears that night. 6 freaking Bears, because we went for the view. There was no pressure on the Bears, but every single time we're like, where are those Bears? Where are those Bears? Where are those Bears? Those
You
Bears
detach from the outcome. That's, you release resistance. That's perfect manifestation. Yeah.
Like, no, not today.
Aaron Doherty says that the law of importance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting too much importance. You can have enthusiasm, but then you've got to curb the enthusiasm to a point so it doesn't get desperate. Yeah. I get it.
And it's being detached from the outcome as well.
There you go, yes.
You can have faith that will happen. You can put the manifestation, the intention into, this is what I'm going here for. But the force behind
that's it, yeah, that's right.
That attachment.
Force. Yeah, flow. Let it flow to you.
What stops the outcome that you want from really being able to come in energetically.
And
we've seen that more than once, and you've seen it more than once on your whole journey.
Absolutely.
Every single time you detach and let go, boom, it's in your face.
Yeah.
Bret Hart, 6 Bears. What else did you see? Like, there was so much going on.
Oh, I can't remember. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, yes, bloody hell.
So much, and it all just.
Oh, actually, even getting out of Calgary. Getting out of Houston.
Getting out of Houston too, yeah.
Because I thought to myself, like, obviously being in the hurricane, I was coming to Calgary on the Friday. The bloody hurricane hit on the Monday. So I would have had 5 days there, right?
Yeah.
I would have 5 days in there, and I'm just going, holy shit, okay. And I've had 2 days, and I'll tell you, look, I've never been in a natural disaster. That's the problem. But the work I've done, it was seen. But mate, it's not easy being in a foreign country, not knowing that, and you no power on that, nothing. Lucky we got a hit up from United, got there, got a flight out, everything worked out. It's just okay. The other one
was able to get out of his hurricane. I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
But yeah, he was able to get out of his hurricane. Not only that, the insurance companies already paid him for the trouble of having to push flights and hotel him up and everything. Like, Willer lost a luggage with $3,000 or $4,000 worth of stuff in it. He's still waiting to get paid back, and that was like last year. And or I guess he got paid back, but they didn't pay him the whole thing, and now they're just ignoring him. And you got it, your trip's not even over, and you've already been paid out. Like, that's just nuts. So much is happening, just on the nose when it needs to happen for this guy. He's telling me all these stories. It's just wild.
Well, even going to Solomon's, right? even going, this is it, and when you're led and you just asked to be led spiritually to where you got to go, the only thing I did miss was seeing you die. That's the only thing okay. So, okay, the other one was adding the Chicago part to my trip, which I met Luna there. Big shout out to Luna. Luna's entitlement, enlightenment, entitlement.
That's opposite of that.
Both other channels.
That's right. Mate, she's on that girl, I'll tell you. Mate, she's a lovely lady. Even going there, and then what happened was I was going to see AEW Dynamite, and I've gone, okay, big friggin' show too. So I went there, and I thought, oh yeah, try and get some photos, Got one, bang, ran round the back. This is, I'm well known to do fan photos and shit. I'm very good at it, apparently. I haven't done it for a while. Ran around the back, got about 6 or 7. Met this bloke from the bloody, where was he? The Chicago, they White Sox, are they? Is that right? Chicago is the White Sox, eh? Is that what they're called? No, the baseball team.
Baseball.
I don't know baseball very well.
And he gave me now. This is where you got to trust in the messages that you get. Right? It's a simple one, and it's a very simple one. He said to me, I was around the back. How you going? From Australia? All this shit. He goes, I want to meet a particular wrestler. I go, okay. He goes, what I'm going to do is there's a double taping tonight. You got Dynamite and Rampage. I'm going to dump Rampage, come around the back, and I'll get this wrestler. I go, okay. So I sat there, I've gone, I could sit here and watch this crap show, or I could go around and get the bloody wrestlers. Sure enough, I go on, right. First instinct, this is where we're talking about first instincts. You still got to process your instinct when it comes to you. Don't get me wrong. But don't let the ego come in and try and talk you out of it, and unless your mind actually talks you and say, listen, it's probably not a good idea, right? But, certain things aren't a good idea. This one was, okay, what have I got to lose? I was given this information for a reason. Got out, got round the back, nailed about 3/4 of the roster, and the guy I wanted to get, Will Ospreay, which I had his top on. I got him, got the one that this guy was after, and we've become friends, actually. Fun. I message him, I go, thanks for the tip-off. He goes, what do you mean? I got her. He goes, what? He goes, I got the one that we were after. He goes, oh, geez, I should have done what I said. I go, and that's probably a way where in some case you've really got to understand the message that you get from your message that you get from whether it's spirit or whatever you...
An actual person
or something like that, and you feel it resonates within you. Make that move or make that step to say, can this... You still got to, you've still got to... You've still got to have your sixth sense, don't you?
What are you going to take action on? What are you going to let your ego stop?
That's right.
Or go after, you know what I mean? Because there's always going to be that part of your ego that's like, oh, that's stupid. Oh, they don't want to be bothered. Who's going to want to sign autographs for me? And that unworthiness or that part of your ego that feels like maybe you can't accomplish that, or maybe that's not for you. You were given that message for a reason, like Jay said, like that's here for a reason. It's how are you going to use it? So are you going to let your ego take over and tell you, no, that's not for me? Or are you going to go after it like Jay and get out there and make shit happen?
That's it.
With the information that was blessed for you.
That's exactly right.
Given to you for a reason.
And Cortez always said, you will be where you need to be. Exactly. I'm supposed to be sitting here right now. Yeah. Because that's the next part of everything.
Yeah.
Yesterday, when we went to Prospect Point, to look at the views looking across like from Vancouver to North Van, there's a monument of the steamer beaver or something.
No, the steamer beaver, yeah.
The steamer beaver. It's like a steamship that crashed and
yes, I remember
they crashed into the coast of like where that bridge is.
Yep.
And that crash happened on July 26th, 1888. We saw the Prospect Point thing on July 26th, 2024.
Oh, wow.
So Jay came all the way basically across the Pacific to see me. And that ship was the premier steamboat ship that came across the Pacific to where Vancouver is. And it crashed on the same day that me and Jay happened to be at Prospect Point looking at this monument. And I thought it was really cool too that the year it crashed was 1888. So all those little 8s in the synchronicity as well. Like,
And what that means, we don't know. But
we don't know, but I just thought it was a really cool nod to the universe. Like, you guys are here together. He came across the Pacific. This ship came across the Pacific. It crashed here. You're looking to crash here. You know?
Oh, Solomon's coming.
You're looking to crash yourself somewhere in the
somewhere we don't know. Look, as I said, we get you open to, you know, like what's actually happening. And
it's just a little nod from the universe, right? But like, we were just wandering
Little
around,
nudge.
happened to look at this little monument tucked into a bush, and I'm like, isn't that weird that we're actually here on the end, the 100 and what was it, like 36-year anniversary?
Something like that,
Something like that.
Yeah.
136-year anniversary of this.
Excuse me, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do a bathroom run. Excuse me, I'll leave the hat here. You can talk to the young lady.
Yeah, little synchronistic nod from the universe that we happen to like be together from two ends of the Pacific, looking at that thing on the exact date. Like,
no coincidence. Yeah.
Like, who and how brought us there, and for what reason, what messages in that, we don't fully know, but I thought it was a really cool little nod from the universe. Like, it just felt like we were meant to be there at that time. So yeah, and not letting your ego take over, like, oh, that's stupid, you know, like just being like, that's a fun little thing to notice, and being okay with that without judging it or putting your own importance to it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in one of Dolores Cannon's books, on one of the Convoluted Universe she talks about something about how someone saw like how all the universe, I guess a multiverse, are like everything's like connected like a thread. And she said, and the way that in one of their past life regressions, she talked about it was like the whole, how everyone saw it, it's all like a thread. It's like very tightly interwoven, and it's like I wish I could pull off that paragraph. It's like really good description. I'll have to try to find it in one of the books, but basically like everything is completely like interwoven, everything is connected. Like, you don't meet anybody by accident. Like, everything is
quoted in the description of this, because I think that'd be perfect for this episode.
I gotta find it because there's many books she had, but her those Convoluted Universe are like some of them are like 600 pages. So, but I'll see if I can try to find it. Oh man, it's so good. It was a really good.
Happened to you and me in that session, right? When Kevin came up, when we were doing that session with your friend Eddie, and Kevin was there, I'm like, dude, this is not your session, and he's like, no, but it is though. And I'm like, what? Like, what the fuck? And then we found out that Kevin and Eddie, like, Diana's friends that had passed away and my friend that passed away, are actually buddies on the other side. And the two of them were orchestrating stuff to get Diana and I together in the real world. They're like, our friends that are still alive have to meet. Like, that was just wild when we discovered how connected that was. And like, there was no way like you and me would ever have met, but we met in a Aaron Dowdy like conscious creators group or something.
That's all of us, man. I mean, everybody here in this group,
we all met in that group. And it was like, even
at that time,
that directed me to Aaron Dowdy's work in the first place. And then he just kept leading me down. When I saw you and Cortez's first interview together, like your chat together, I was like, I gotta fucking talk to these people. And I felt so called to just message Cortez and be like, let's talk, we gotta do this. And then he's like, oh, now you gotta talk to Diana, she'd love you. And so we all just got together. Like, that was just such a wild synchronicity to me, and like how interwoven things must be for two of our deceased friends to still be interacting energetically and be like, these two in the 3D reality gotta like get together. How do we make that happen? And they did it.
And they made Cortez look like Eddie too, his whatever meat suit. Like Eddie. That's trippy. He looks just like him, man. It trips me out every time we talk to him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, dude, that's like, I swear his energy is so similar, very similar. Yeah, I think it's so interesting.
Yeah, I always just thought that was so cool.
I mean, and that's why you have to be open and receptive. Like, when you're not distracted, you'll get the call. There was a call that came out to all of us to join the damn full-time purpose group, and we all have different purposes, slightly different. But we all came together because at that time we were on that frequency. We were ready to take it to the next level, like ready to put our stuff out there, whether it's a healer, content creator, to inspire people, to help people. A job that I tried, a financial job that they let me go. Like, it was like not my kind of job at all. I hated it. And I was just sitting there. I was dating a different guy at the time, and I was sitting there just at his apartment, just bored, and I was scrolling. I saw full-time purpose. It was like something told me, you need to do this. It's a challenge. It was like, it wouldn't let me not do it, or whatever it was in my head. I didn't really trust my intuition at the time because I was coming off like substances, so I was still trying to figure like what's real one's not. You know, I was kind of going through like a lot of shit mentally, but I knew that was like I had to join that group and do that challenge. I was like, I have nothing else to do. And then I started recording the videos and I was like, oh, it actually feels kind of cool. Like, I think I could get into this. You know, it felt natural.
See, Solomon and I, it was weird. Sorry, I apologise for the as we call in Australia, the dunny run. Even Solomon and I, when I first saw him and we went there, he goes, "This is surreal, man."
How did I meet Solomon? I don't even know. I'm not even like somehow through the full-time purpose, like, but who was the one that
It was full-time purpose.
yeah, yeah, he is on, but like, well, but like, who drew me to you? Like, what was it through Cortez, or was it just did we just meet like watching each other's content? I don't remember.
Yeah, watching each other's content.
Yeah, because I liked your content. I was like, yeah.
Get your camera on, big fella.
Look at this. We're talking about synchronicity, Solomon, and as soon as we mention your name, you're just boop. There he is.
What's going on, y'all? And all y'all through full-time purpose.
We all got the call at the same time to join that group. That's so weird. Come on, man. That's so synchronistic.
And I was going through my own little thing. I was hold on 1 second.
Go ahead. Yeah.
That's all right, mate. No worries.
Okay.
All right. Hey, if that's not synchronicities right on camera there, I mean, we have to cut.
Speaking of synchronicities, he come right when.
When do we meet Solomon? Bang, he comes on.
Oh, actually, I mentioned.
That's funny.
It's a thing where, as I said, Solomon and I had a lot of deep conversations about things, and he actually specified. And this is the funny thing about this. We call about synchronicities. We were talking a lot about this young lady here, and where she's at. Spiritually, because I look at Solomon, I mean, I saw what he does. I mean, he's studying, and when he says he studies, I'm telling you, he studies, man. I seen the stuff that he was showing me, and I gave him a few of the stuff that I've done. He's read my shadow course or info that I had that I went through, and then we mentioned you, and I said Sarah's the most powerful of a lot of us, but she hasn't even. I don't think she's even touched the bloody surface of what's going on. Well, I'm telling you. Well, I always keep telling myself I'm Phoebe from Charm, touching something. Oh, I can feel that. But, she hasn't touched the surface, this one. But then I think if you put Solomon and Sarah together, which they're going to do, and they have to connect. I'm just this messenger, so they have to connect because I think they can enhance themselves with the knowledge that they've got. And again, it's about synchronicities, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what's meant to happen in your life? You come and go right. You might get up in the morning, you have to go to work and whatever. Don't go. And this is the thing we were talking about. Force. Don't force these things. If they're coming to you, make a judgment call. You go through. I mean, thousands of different things go through your mind, but. For example, I saw a guitar pick on the bloody ground in Calgary. It was brown. It was grey. It was on a grey pavement. Why the friggin' heck did I pick that guitar pick up? I still believe I've been given that's a message from the universe. I wasn't guided that way. But you can't tell a lot of people that way because I think a lot of people want answers and want that $1 million answer. Yeah, whereas we will take it and go.
Feeling that was just a universal nod to. As like a checkpoint in a video game, like you're in the right place.
Yeah.
You've made it to this spot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a token from the universe.
It's a token, yeah.
You were supposed to be here. You made it. Here's a little token.
Here's a token for you. The guitar pick could be something in the future, but I don't know. I picked it up and kept it, but on again. That's why I'm talking to the wife thing. That's okay. What I was saying to Solomon is talk and speak your truth as it is. And don't worry what people think. That's a big thing. We might be coming around to it all the time, but there's obviously the lesson that all comes forth with it, Yeah. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it. We might have another one tomorrow, which will fill out. We might just do some more content while I'm OS. But I want to thank Solomon King 50. You can find him anywhere on social media. He's a wonderful man. He's got so much knowledge. We've got Diana from Trailblazer Universe. Again, you'll find her everywhere, but make sure you hashtag You can hashtag Solomon King, or you can hashtag Trailblazer the Universe to find it, or actually Life Theories, which I'll talk about. We've got my little friend here, the Pixie, the Raven, the most powerful woman in the universe over here, Big Soul Healing Sarah over here in Vancouver, could be my new home. And of course, myself, Jake from Journey of a White Feather. I'm going to go and chase some bears. I'm not even going. I saw the signal in the air.
Yeah, I love y'all, man.
He's calling. My friend, my partner's calling me. I think I need to go and save the world. But this has been Life Theories. Thank you so much. Hashtag Life Theories on Spotify, on Instagram, Facebook. We're everywhere. If you got a DM, please give us a question. We'll answer it. We'll catch you soon. Thanks so much for joining us. And always be yourself and live your purpose and live within your heart. There's 4 people here. And big shout out to the Seaman, Cortez Medford, the man of Seaman.
Cortez, baby.
Troy has lost it. And the man of Seaman, the great man, the spiritual gangster, Cortez Medford. He'll be on very, very soon. Might be on tomorrow. Take care from Life Theories. We'll see you soon.
Love y'all.
Bye. Stay neutral.
Yeah.
Sir.